Sarah and Vinnie on Alice at 97.3.
And then we'll be at, where will we? Oh, we'll be in Petaluma for your
That's no tickets. So
wine
people
country
can go.
friends.
That is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. If you are looking for something to do on a Friday night that is just completely out of the ordinary, this is a guy. I mean, do you just read? Or do you sit
I'm
inside?
amusing. I tell stories and jokes. And
you have a mic and do a whole thing?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not as dull as... I've been to readings, and some of them, people just get up and like, well, I've written this book. And but I'm a comedian, so if they don't laugh after the first few minutes, I browbeat them until they start laughing. And because I need a reaction. I don't just get up there to talk. I get up there to, rock the mic. And so it's usually really fun. Like we did one in Powell's in Portland, which if you've ever been to is the greatest bookstore. It's so huge. And then we were in Seattle 2 nights ago. I'm a little dizzy.
I'll bet.
And so, it's a fun event. There's laughter. And then afterward, I sign all the books, and you can take your picture with me. I talk to everybody. I'm a genial sort.
When you wrote
I'm running
the book,
for office, for goodness sake.
You said you did it. It took 2 years, but you didn't sit down at a computer and peck away, or did you do it?
No, I didn't.
Speak into a tape machine or what?
I did not speak into a tape machine. Thank you for asking. I had a friend suggest that I do that, right? He goes, you should just, talk it into a tape recorder and then have someone transcribe it. That doesn't read at all. And then I thought about using transcriptions of the podcast, but there's too much profanity and doubling back and pauses and nonsense and drunken ramblings and me hitting off glasses. And you know what I mean? Like in the middle of a monologue, it'll be like glug, glug, glug. And you're like, well, that's going to read really nice. That's going to be smooth. So I sat down and wrote it like you'd have to read it
right.
So that it reads. And hopefully it's amusing.
It was amusing.
Well,
the funny thing about it is that, we've known you for a long time, Greg wrote a book, my goodness. And I thought, a lot of people ghostwrite stuff. And I said, I wonder if he had any help with this. And I sat down and started reading. And I went, nope, this is all him. I could hear you talking to me. It was as though I was reading the audiobook. It's lovely. And I admit we shared it, so none of us has finished it, but we all sort of shared our little thoughts on it. It's actually been quite a little topic of conversation here the last few days.
Well, that's very flattering of you, and the highest compliment that I can get is what you just said. That makes me happier than anything. I gave one to my sister, and you don't have high expectations from family members because you know how they are. They'll read the book, and then you're like, "What did you think of the book?" And they're like, "You know what? The dog just barks all night." And I can't get her to go to school. You know what I mean? It's your family. So,
right.
Your uncle keeps bringing them cucumbers in the house, and you're like, I don't care.
Let me just catch you up with everything that's happening with us.
Yeah, in our world. So she said the same thing, and she went, "It's like hearing you talk," and I almost cried because I was like, "That's exactly what I'm trying to go for." I wanted it to be like a conversation that we're having, albeit the usual kind. Yeah, one-sided. And Ryan Stiles, one-sided, my favorite kind. We're talking about me, right? Ryan Stiles, who I'm in a group with and I've worked with for 25 years. On Whose Line, he's the tall one, not the older fellow whose name I can never remember. And not the black guy who's a show-off. Wayne, is it?
Something like that.
He said to me a couple years ago, you're always boring us to death with your history stories. Why don't you write a book that's got history in it and tell it the way you tell it? So I kind of did, and that was my goal.
Are you crediting Ryan Stiles with the bud?
Oh, I thank him at the back. I thank Ryan and all my comedian friends and Drew and everybody. They've been unbelievably generous to me and sat through hours of listening to me yak about this. I didn't read them the book or nothing. But I've often tell long, boring baseball stories.
I wanted to, because we only have a second left.
Yes, please.
I want to know, do you just randomly open the book and start reading at these things? Or
yes.
Do you? Oh, really?
I wouldn't read it cover to cover. I think it's they keep saying it's a toilet book, but whatever you want to read it on, whatever.
But at your readings, you're randomly opening it up and saying, oh, this part, that reminds me of...
It's a compendium. That's why it's music, art, literature. That's all broken up.
So tonight at McCroskey Mattress Company, 3rd floor in the City Lights Reading Room in San Francisco. That is ticketed.
No, it's not in the City Lights Reading. Oh, yeah, that's City Lights Reading Room. You're right. Yeah.
Sorry, it's not at City Lights, though. No. I don't want to confuse anybody.
It's on Market Street.
Tomorrow, Petaluma at 7 p.m. Walk on into Copperfields. Tuesday is at the Punchline, and that is also ticketed. Is that going to be more of a kind of a straight
That's a podcast.
Show? Oh, that's the podcast.
I'm going to do my comedy podcast, Smartest Man in the World, Tuesday, May 26th at the Punchline at 8 o'clock, and then there'll be books there available. And then we'll do a book signing after.
Is the smartest book in the world.
Yes.
It's all at Alice973 Instagram. We posted an incredible picture of Greg and his beautiful hair. His hair is incredible in this picture.
It is incredible. It's great to see you. Congratulations congratulations on the book, and I hope the signings continue to be stellar.
Thank you, my darlings.
And we'll see you soon. Greg Proops, everybody.
Bye.